So I just opened up these old steel casement windows, and I just finished chipping out the old putty up top here. I think this was original because there was actually putty between the glass and the casement frame or whatever. So it was, the top one was actually weatherproof at some time. But anyway, these two panes were smashed, and I'm gonna put new panes in it. And hopefully the city's okay with it not being boarded up. I figured if the windows are good and sealed, that they would be okay. So we will see. And I'll show you guys an update after I get the new windows glazed in. All right, so I'm gonna show you what I did here. So I used a little bit of putty here. I'll show you what the brand and everything here in a minute, but it's specific for steel casement windows. And I just knead it in my hands. I keep it warm, and I use my thumb and I push it up against the lip there, and it's sticking pretty good. Sorry, the camera lighting keeps adapting to the brightness outside, but there's these nice little spring clips that I'm surprised are not rusted out that I guess will act as the points to kind of hold the glass in while the putty dries. So and all I did was I used a chisel and knocked the old putty out. It was pretty dry rotted. Despite this thing being kind of rusty, I was beating the crap out of it with the punch and the chisel. And honestly, the window's pretty stable, all things considered, so I'm not too worried about it. If I was doing an expert restoration here, trying to do a really nice job, I'd hit this with a wire brush, and then, I don't know, maybe an oil-based metal primer or something. I'm curious to see what you guys say. So I've never glazed steel casement windows before. I've just done like new wood windows. So here, I'll show you what I'm using here. So Sarco Seal for wood and metal sash. The stuff I have at home says just for wood sash. I don't know what the difference is. I figured I'd be safe. I better be safe than sorry. And I use enough of this stuff at home where a second tub of it's not gonna go to waste. So this is where we're at now. You can see I don't know if you can actually see it. Use some wood scraps. I put my tool in there, prop the glass up a little bit, and just put some wood scraps down in here. So as this slides down, it leaves kind of a I don't know what you want to call it. I guess an even overlap on the top and the bottom. So you get just as much. So you get just as good of a seal on the bottom as you do on the top. So rather than having it slide all the way down and then the top almost be exposed. And then, yeah, I can see I did this side over here. Probably can't see it very well, but I use this one for like wood windows that have smaller muttons and stuff. But in this one, I'm finding myself using the broader side because it's a pretty big. There's using a lot of putty right here. So, and I'm picking up all the scraps I can save because I don't have a lot of money, and basically wad it back up into a ball and then use it on the other parts. So I'm gonna pack a little bit more putty from the outside of the window, so there's a better, bigger. This is more filled up, and it's some of the putty squishing out on the other side just to make sure it's good and sealed. But yeah, I can see it's adhering okay to this, but I would probably want to clean this with a wire brush and, I don't know, apply some oil or something. I don't know, something that would make it adhere better to the to the metal. With wood, I'll sometimes wipe it down with linseed oil, and it seems to help the putty kind of penetrate into the wood better, kind of bite into the grain. But on the metal, I don't know, maybe the same thing would have worked, or maybe some kind of primer, or maybe just etching it with a scuff pad. Blowing it off with compressed air or something. But anyway, this is good enough. This glass isn't even the right thickness, I found out. So I don't know if I'll be keeping this stuff in here very long. I might be swapping them out in a couple of years or whatever, because the original glass is actually quite a bit thicker. Yeah, and I guess the only other thing is this putty, like I said, it's kind of expensive. That tub was, man, like $40 or something. So I don't know what this stuff is made out of. If you want to, post that down in the comments or something, if you know. I think it's like calcium carbonate and boiled linseed oil or something. I don't know. Maybe you could just mix it up in your basement for, $10 worth of supplies. So here's the finished product, or what I'm gonna call the finished product. Not perfectly straight. Did my best to make the corners look like miters. And I think this stuff is pretty finesse intensive. Like you go too fast and you crack it. But you want to pack it when you first run your tool over it. You want to push pretty hard and pick what geometry you want and hold your tool there and try and keep it straight as you go all the way up to pack it in. And then sometimes you get low spots or high spots. The high spots, you'll cut them if you hold your tool right, and you can repack the low spots and make another pass. And then to finish, to just try and make it straight, you can't go too fast, but I push just lighter and just kind of run my tool along the geometry I already have there to try and make it even. But mine's a little wavy. I'm not a glazer, I'm not an expert. Just some guy trying to make old stuff work. So this corner was really hard. There's some like weld slag right here, and my tool was riding up over it and making all these little marks, and I tried to kind of massage that out of there, but it is what it is. And this corner was hard to make the corner because I had to hold my tool at a certain angle because it was hitting the actual windowsill here. So anyway, yeah, it's not too bad. Well, by my own definition, you tell me what you think in the comments. I won't be offended. I don't consider myself a professional by any means. Yeah, and I just kind of tried to pack this. I took my tool and kind of, cut the excess and then just kind of packed it back down in there. This is great. I was hoping to take this off too. I took the plywood down. But this is welded on, and I don't have a grinder with me today, so I'll have to come back and do that. But yeah, gonna let these windows see the light of day for the first time in who knows how long.